We've decided to allocate it, and there'll be 3x3 lap races with nominated riders. So Dennis Charlotte sitting on pole position on the beautiful KTM 390. We've got Tim MacArthur in second spot there, and I think that is number 92 there, and that'll be Brent Garvin with Grant Ramage there in fourth place. So they walk off the track there, the lights are coming on, we have 5 lights on there, we're ready for a start, and watch the flying start there. Nobody got a jump start by the look of it. In the slow start, one of the KTMs down the back, 61, but I think maybe they just didn't have a slow start. Everyone else around them had a faster start there. So it is the usual suspects out the front. I think that's Tim MacArthur going into turn 3, sorry, Castrol. Tim MacArthur there had a clean run in the 250 production, in fact dominated the class last year, took a perfect score, qualified first at every round, which gave him 1 point, and won at every race. The only mistake he made was at Hampton Downs after the race, he went off and crashed, but and quite often he was 5, 6, 7 seconds ahead of everyone else, and now changed to the lightweight 300 class, and not all having it his own way, but right now he's out in the front there with Dennis Charlotte there running 2 machines this weekend, also running the Pro Twin 650 class on the Man About class. Pro Twin 650s, beautifully presented machines, beautifully presented teams. The former New Zealand Superbike and Supersport 600 champion, done a lot of motorcycle racing over the years, about 49 years old, as a father and a grandfather, and absolutely a pleasure to have on the track. Couldn't afford to run a Superbike this year. Okay, what most people do, most people say I'm giving up, but no, not this man. He gets out and also running the Bears race at Ruapuna a couple of weekends ago, and didn't elect to do the Bears down south because they did not have that class down there. But look at that, Tim MacArthur goes through there. Tim MacArthur on the 39 machine, followed quickly by Dennis Charlotte there. There's half a second gap, and he goes 0.8 seconds back to Richard Willis, Grant Ramage, Kevin Biltmire, another man that's doing 2 classes. He's on this KTM, he's also doing the Formula 3 Superlight class. Kevin Goddard on the Race Supplies sponsored machine, the 38 bike, 15. Jay is Jacob Stroud, 15. He was running the number 11 in the other class, in the Superlight class, but there he is, he passes Alex Bowers down through the back straight. So Jacob Stroud went through the start finish line in 7th. Alex was behind him. They changed positions in the Castrol corner, and it is Alex Bowers relegated back down to 8th. Brendan Booth there on the number 7 machine, Hayden Scorrin, Lewis Stray, Josh Batchelor, Connor Perriton, the younger brother of Bailey Perriton, the 650 Pro Twin star, and the man that's got a lap record, I think, at all 3 tracks so far down south. That's the younger brother, Connor Perriton. Campbell Grayling, Samuel Galter, Josh Goddard, Andy McLaughlin doing double duties as well, running the development class and also running the lightweight production. James Squire, Chris Huddlestone, Jacob Pearce, Dean Watson, and I think the only lady in the field, Mihi Banks, on the number 11 machine, the KTM bar. The battle was on for the front there. There was a gap of half a second before, but I tell you what, it's way down now, 70 thousandths of a second. Dennis Charlotte is getting on fire. Now remember, we've got different CCs of machines. The Yamaha's a 320, the Kawasaki's a 300. They're both twin cylinder water cooled machines, where we've got the full 390cc single cylinder machine. All about slipstreaming down this back straight, and there's 3-4 bike lengths in it between it, with Dennis Charlotte closing up there. That gap goes down to 2 bike lengths, 1 bike length. You'll see Dennis pop out probably on the inside, or is he going to try on the outside this time as they go into John Jones Steel? Look at that, a mighty move, almost pulls up beside Tim MacArthur, but doesn't quite make it stick. They go out there, he pulls up on the inside this time, they disappear out of our sight. So that's the nature of the level circuit. You might be able to see that on Ctas. In fact, he's probably at the same level. Sometimes he's been a little bit higher, but we can't quite see what's happening way over in that big southern loop. We certainly we missed Seth Devereaux, didn't see where he crashed, but Seth, coming back in the front seat of an ambulance, said, look, it's not a good time to talk. He looked okay, but he has to get checked out by the people, and his bike come in on the trailer, and with a few clumps of Timaru grass in there. Dennis Charlotte up on the inside on the bus stop. How often do you see passing manoeuvres like this? Remember a few years ago, this is where Craig Church took the second ever 2 Zealand Superbike Championship win, where he dived up on this corner inside Robert Bugden. We were just absolutely on fire up here in the commentary box. We thought it was Bugden's day, but Craig Church, what a massive move, and Dennis Charlotte's just done the same, and he's made it stick. He goes through the start finish line myself, 70 thousandths of a second the lap before, but it's now changed over 125 thousandths of a second, but right out on the track, Dennis has got the leads down the back straight. The Yamaha of Tim MacArthur is starting to reel him in, but but we see what's going to happen here. It's all about corner speed with these little bikes. MacArthur tries up on the inside, drags the brake a bit longer, closes up the gap, 3 to 4 bike lengths, but it is Dennis Charlotte. They close up. There's a bike length between them as they disappear on the side. A massive ding-dong as well going on between the local Timaru boys, Richard Willits and Grant Ramage. Richard Willits on the 92, Grant Ramage on the 50 bike, and Kevin Goddard following in behind. Kevin Beltmire, Jacob Stroud has moved up into 7th place. Brendan Booth, Lewis Gray, Hayden Scorange. That rounds off the top 10. Over to the hairpin, and MacArthur showed his nose in the front there as they come out of the hairpin, but it is Dennis Charlotte, and Dennis has opened up a gap of maybe 6 or 8 bike lengths as they go into the bus stop here at Levels. Ramage is sitting in a good solid 3rd place, but he's got to keep his act together, and because he knows that Brent Garvin there, Richard Willits is right on his tail. There's maybe 15 bike lengths. We look at the lead bikes going into that big Castrol sweeper. There is a big a layer of concrete dust there. Riders briefing yesterday, they said it was a truck incident last weekend where they blew a motor, $180,000 worth of motor blow up, and there is a lot of oil out on the outside of the track. So they said if you hit that concrete patch, just sit your bike up and go off into the grass. You're not going to survive upright going through that. So that's the limitations we have on that. Quarter. Jacob Stroud looked over his shoulder. Alex Powers is right there on the beautifully presented number 69 Powers machine. Got a spare bike in the pits, Jake. Alex sidelined last year. He broke his leg badly at Medford. I saw the crash at Medford at Easter 2 years ago, and he took the whole year to get himself back to health. And incredible ride from him always. And the other thing I must point out is he is a diabetic, so he's got to struggle with those day-to-day managing of diabetes and keep up the energy levels to race a motorcycle. And the family absolutely amazing around him. Johnny Bowers, the old man, and Amanda Bowers, the mother. Here they go. Start-finish line stuff again. We saw 0.3 of a second. It's better than that now, or worse than that. It's better for us as commentators and all the spectators. It's down to 91 thousandths of a second with Dennis Charlotte still going through, but it'll be all about the slipstream there. Right on the tail there, a bike length between them, between Tim MacArthur. Tim goes a little bit wider, carrying a little bit more corner speed, but of course this makes the track a little bit longer by going out wide, and there's 8 bike lengths maybe between 1st and 2nd down that back straight. Tim MacArthur's slowly getting up there. Now he's in advantage to get the slipstream. Neil Ritchie.
Oh, this is just great to watch. In fact, MacArthur on the inside down to John Jones Steele. Can he make it stick? No, that's the thing, to get out wide from that mark and then take it all the way through. Yes, and he does. So a good advantage through there. You can just see now, that's nice to see the contrasting bike. The superior motorcycles, KTM with Dennis Charlotte. The second bike, of course, at round number 1 at Ruapuna, he was on 3 different bikes. He was in Bears, Lightweight, and as well out in the Pro Twins, courtesy of Man About Glass. But he's just doing the Man About Glass Pro Twins in this lightweight class on the superior motorcycles. New KTM RC390, the new bike that everybody's talking about, and a nice distinctive name for the class and lightweight. And that's exactly what the bike is as well, in the lightweight configuration. And Dennis throwing it round beautifully through there on the number 15. And here comes Tim MacArthur. So Tim looking to push the advantage up to the inside as they run down towards Castrol. Of course, got those 2 distinctive corners. You've got along the start straight. Then you go 1, 2, 3, and then the 4 to come out of it as well. It's a 3, of course, where that cement is that Spider was talking about from the truck crash here a few weeks ago. Nothing like, of course, the truck crash that we've seen with some video coverage down at Teretonga where we were last week. The cars and trucks are this week, and I'm pleased we had it that way round and not the other way round. To followed on, you can see some huge black marks and some oil stains on the front straight at Teretonga. Well, if guys on 4 wheels and 6s like the trucks, I don't think it would matter so much then, but our bike fraternity much prefer these cleaner tracks before the cars and trucks get to race around. So here we are at the moment. It is the Dennis Charlotte Tim MacArthur show with local hero Grant Ramage on the Timaru Yamaha, of course, the home of Shoei, Shirai, Berwick, RST, Michelin and Pirelli, at home at 145 Washdyke Highway. That's the Hilton Highway officially at Washdyke. Washdyke just, of course, on the outskirts of Timaru, timaruyamaha.co.nz, and keen to look out as we come to muscle our way. And there it is with Tim MacArthur. Oh, Dennis wanting to get through there, couldn't find the place to do it. Oh, and a white flag to run as well. So 1 lap to go for these guys, and it's the Tim MacArthur magic now. He had the advantage of the slipstream. We can see that Dennis doing all the work. He's all over him like a rash as he tries to muscle his way through. Now that we come to the straight, I tell you what, if Tim MacArthur can get the legs on him at the end of the straight, he might might have enough. But Dennis Charlotte coming back, and can he get the slipstream? Moving out. Yes, he is. He is right alongside them. 2 by. Now, they're 90cc different, but one's a single, one's a twin, and a little bit of a difference. Of course, you've got, and here it is. Look at that. I think it might be back on the inside in the hands of MacArthur. Tim MacArthur. Yes, Tim MacArthur's going to make it stick. You betcha he is. Tim MacArthur making it stick. Oh, good work. So what it did is the lead changed twice going down that straight. First of all, the slipstream by Charlotte, and then it was back with MacArthur again going on the inside into John Jones Steele. That fantastic sweeper at the top end, a big beautiful left-hander at the top end of our straight here. Of course, this again is another anti-clockwise circuit, such as all 3 of them in the South Island are, and we've had somebody go off out in the middle there, but it is Charlotte. Charlotte's back. They come out of McKissick, they come through the hairpin, and this is Dennis Charlotte going to take it all the way. Dennis Charlotte, the man, here at the moment, 2 corners left to go as we come into the bus stop, as they call it. It's sort of a flip-flop. It's a bit like the Dipper at Ruapuna. We're coming all the way, and will it be Charlotte? You mentioned it is, yes, Dennis Charlotte and Tim MacArthur. So well done to Dennis, and here we go back again with our update, and I think that's a change as well for Richard. Yes, Richard Willits. Richard Willits taking the 3rd place, so the local man there on the Timaru Yamaha against his Timaru Yamaha race mate, long time mate, but probably more politely say race rival. So the Richard and Grant show, 2 local men, combined age of 100 and something, and we won't go into the finer details, so good work to watch. And now looking out for our 250 update. 250s to come through in our field, and look at that, so close, and keen to look out for that. First of all, Kevin Goddard, Gav Veltmeyer and Brendan Booth, and then we're looking out, of course, for the next update with our 250s, and that is Jacob Stroud. For some reason through there, we've had Alex